I found my own exhibit at a serial killer museum. Welcome back to Creepy Crochet and Creepypasta. Let's get into today's scary story. For anonymity's sake, I'm not gonna say which city I'm in. However, I will say we recently had a museum centered around serial killers open up, and from the moment I learned about it, I knew I needed to go. I'm such a true crime junkie. Visiting the museum wasn't even a question for me. I bought my ticket and off I went to explore the minds of the depraved. The place was filled with all kinds of memorabilia: Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses, Ted Bundy's hacksaw. Hell, they had things in there that belonged to killers I'd never even heard of. Take the chessboard killer, for example. If you've never heard of him, he was born just outside of Moscow. His whole vision was to kill one person for each of the 64 squares on the chessboard. He claims that he made it to 61 and solemnly swore to hit the 64 mark before he left this world. They had his chessboard, people. Do you understand how absolutely fascinating that really is? So much desire, such a will to accomplish his goals. It was inspiring, really. I hoped to one day achieve that level of dedication. See, if I'm recalling correctly, which, who am I kidding? I know I am. My count is currently 17. It may seem low to you, but I promise I'm working to boost those numbers. I mean, I kinda have to, especially now that I've seen the pitiful excuse for an exhibit this museum has given me, calling me the no-name killer. It's almost insulting. More than anything though, it's just fuel. I did like that they included some of my calling cards though. That part was cool. A molded cast of my shoe print. Some of the old Polaroid pictures I took, my crutches. That last one actually brought back some beautiful memories. Limping over to that pretty young lady and asking if she could help me load some groceries into my car. Ah, those were the days. I'm not nearly as sloppy anymore though. They were lucky to have found those crutches. Me now would have never let my urges get in the way of tidying up a crime scene. That day though, I think I was just too ravenous. I was starting to get some weird looks from the museum staff for staring at my exhibit for too long. It was just so nice to see the early stages of what would soon become the highlight of the whole museum. Nevertheless, however, I had to move on. I spent about an hour or two making my way through all the displays, all the paraphernalia. When I left, it was like a part of me was relieved. Disappointed that I wasn't a bigger deal yet, sure, but still relieved because I knew that when all is said and done, I was going to be too hard to ignore.